Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Day Trader. Today is a very somber day as we break the news that Queen Elizabeth II, your queen, my queen, has now sadly passed away. 96 years of age, the Queen now hands over to the King. Hence the name of this video is God Save the King. So we're all going to have to get used to that very different approach there to our national anthem. So this is our normal broadcast. We are trading and investing. It's business as usual, which is what the Queen is all about. We're just paying respect to the King and our former Queen. Let's get straight into our trades and welcome everyone here to today's show with a somber mood, but we will be doing our normal routine. If it's your very first time here today, subscribe and ring the bell. Let us know that you are here. Support our channel. There we go. And I shall bring you breaking news as it comes throughout the afternoon. I'm going to bring you this information right now. Here we go.
And will return to London tomorrow. That was a statement posted on the gates of the Royal Palaces at about 6:30 this evening. Well, Charles, who became king on the death of his mother, had this to say: "The death of my beloved mother, Her Majesty the Queen."
There we go. We will keep coming back to this news throughout the afternoon. Tom says, can I owe you a song request? You certainly can. Let's have a look at my positions this afternoon, as it's business as usual here on the Day Trader, which is exactly what the Queen and now our King, of course, would want. So let me welcome everybody in. Mike is here. Here is C&B Studios. Hello, good afternoon, Tom. Welcome to everybody this afternoon. And we'll keep bringing you news throughout the afternoon as we go on. And we appreciate you being here with us this afternoon. Evening, everyone from Belfast. God save the King. Absolutely. God save the King indeed. There is only one that would fit today. National anthem, please. Okay. I will do that. Stephen Rowe, good afternoon. Sam, hey Rocket Man, how's it going? Very sad news. God save the King is the way we address it now. It is God save the King. I can bring you some pictures now from Buckingham Palace. And the people of England are now assembling at the palace. And there we go. So sad, says Nicky Boy Gaming. It is indeed. And welcome everyone here to this somber occasion.
Take a picture of, why not, with their mobile phones. And every now and again, spontaneously, people not knowing, I suppose, how to react at this point, just a ripple of respectful applause breaks out. I think there's maybe a small one starting there, just someone in the crowd starts. And
there we go. God save the King, says Mike. We will end this show at the usual time, and we will end with God save the King. I hope I get the words right. We will do it at the end of today's show. I will sing it live back in the studio behind me. I will go back there and I will sing God Save the King at the end of this show. And I hope I get the words right. What effect will this have on the markets? None whatsoever. The Queen and the royal family and England is all about consistency. Thousands of years of tradition carry on regardless. And that is what England and the Queen and the United Kingdom is all about. Will have an effect on the Great British Pound. Well, not really, other than, of course, King Charles III will be on the money. Other than that, she is now reunited with Prince Philip. Indeed, Sam, this is correct. Of course, we are doing our job as normal, as the Queen, the former Queen would have wanted. That's what we're doing today. We're just paying our respects to the Queen, the former Queen, and now, of course, the King. So we are doing exactly what we did before, and we will end the show today with God Save the King. And it'll be the very first time I've sung that in my entire lifetime. And there we go. Stephen, I don't believe it'll have any effect at all on the British and English economy whatsoever. So I don't see that as an issue at all. This is Buckingham Palace live right now.
Which perhaps I could discuss now with our royal correspondent Rhiannon Mills, and this then, Rhiannon, on the formal process of accession.
And I think as the crowds there outside of Buckingham Palace, and no doubt people up and down the country and around the world, come to terms with what I think is going to be an immense sense of shock, especially when it was only on Tuesday that we saw Queen Elizabeth II standing up and appointing her 15th Prime Minister. I think what may come as a surprise to many is that the process, the handover from one sovereign to a next, literally would have happened at the moment that she took her last breath. We have a hereditary monarchy, and now we have...
If I can answer that question there, the Church of Logic. Do the kingdom still own parts of Canada? No, it is part of the British Commonwealth, and the Queen is the head of state. Now the King is the head of state of Canada. And yes, her face is on the Canadian dollar, and that will change to King Charles III very soon. The transition will happen seamlessly. That's the way things are done in England. Everything will carry on the same, regardless. And Sam says, good night, sleep well, and don't worry. We will keep the country strong, because we are a family, and you will always live in our hearts and our souls. Rest in peace, ma'am. Thank you, Sam. On this historic day here, we are business as usual, as the Queen would expect. We are still here with our trades and our investments, but we are acknowledging this moment in history. Virtually everybody alive in the United Kingdom, it is affecting everybody today. Fun fact, she outlived 13 presidents. Listen to that. Indeed, she did. King Charles will become king. He already is the king. And as we keep our eye on our markets, of course, we are reflecting on the king. And at the end of this broadcast, in 50 minutes' time, in fact, under that now, 48 minutes from now, I will sing for the very first time God Save the King. Who's the new Prince of Wales? That's a good question. I do not know that. Honestly, I don't know the answer to that question.
But I think, in a way, summed up how the family are feeling as he talked about the death of his beloved mother and described it as a moment of the greatest sadness for me and all members of my family. He went on to say, "We mourn profoundly the passing of a cherished sovereign and a much-loved mother. I know that her loss will be deeply felt throughout the country, the realms and the Commonwealth, and by countless people around the world."
Tom, is this... where did you get this information from? Not everything stays the same. All radio stations now play slow and downbeat music for 12 days. TV stops all comedy shows. Where are you reading that, Tom? That's incredible news. That has not been released as of yet. Rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. God Save the King. I will sing God Save the King at the end of our broadcast here in 45 minutes for the very first time. It's part of the Operation London Bridge. Wow. There we go. Tom just gave us information. He's just discovered in England now, all radio stations are now playing slow and downbeat music for 12 days. TV stops all comedy shows. This is how powerful the monarchy and the history of England is. I'm sorry for your loss, England. The United Kingdom, particularly England, of course, but all of United Kingdom is together. And I do feel incredibly sad today, but also very proud because I've trained with the army. I've served in the Scouts. I was a cub. I did my Duke of Edinburgh's award scheme. I saw the Queen very closely in Truro in Cornwall, just a few feet away. She was wearing a bright orange dress and hat, and she went past in a black Bentley. That was in Truro. And today, at the end of this broadcast, as I say, I will sing God Save the King for the very first time.
Oh, Holly was amazed, yes.
Yeah, what a special moment for them. How old's Joshua now, then?
He's just turned 17 because he's just passed his driving test and I had to give him a car.
And we're just listening into London now, outside Buckingham Palace. The people of London are... They've been arriving all day. We've got comments here coming in. Renatus, I never wanted this to happen. She was just wonderful. I remember when she was at a state visit in Slovakia in 2006 and visited our school. I was 6 or 7. Her determined and dutiful nature is an example for all. Exactly. Sad, miserable day in history. I met her in Exeter, said Stephen Rowe, at St. Lloyd's College. Thank you for that. Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, is a member of the royal British family. He is the youngest son of Charles, Prince of Wales, and Diana, Prince of Wales, and a grandson of Queen Elizabeth II. Bill shares a memory. I was 5 feet away from her as she was doing a troop inspection. Wonderful. The Bank of England have already started to print the new coins and notes. All current currency is technically not tender, but will be honoured in memory. Wow. What a statement that is. She came into the leather shop. Stephen Rowe has a personal memory there. She came into the leather shop. What a terrible, sad, sad day. Indeed. And we are here as normal today. We carry on. We have, of course, our investments here to honour our king. We carry on as normal. It's what we do with respect and duty, as I've always done throughout my life. At least I've tried to. And so we keep reflecting this, but of course we do keep coming back to the focus of the day. Messages now from Logan Pizza. Rest in peace, the Queen, a real legend. Wonderful. I was just down the road from Balmoral Estate earlier today. Rob McLean up there in Scotland, of course. Please share your thoughts with us. And if you approve of this message, please do thumbs up the video. In respect to our King, good afternoon all. At the end of this broadcast, I will be singing for the very first time, God Save the King. And I hope you will all stand with me, wherever you are around the world, as I do that. William has taken the Cornwall title, as he is next in line from Tom. How is this possible, says Alicia. Well, our former Queen was 96 years of age, and 2 days ago she welcomed in the new Prime Minister. And did you see from the photographs how frail and bruised her hands were? That was from the intravenous drip, and her hands were extremely pale. But the Queen, like the British spirit, which I hope I share, you never give up, you always carry on. You always get on with it. And that was what our monarch was all about. May the Queen rest in eternal peace. She will live forever in our hearts and memories. Alicia, she has been unwell for a while. She was very frail, says the Queen. Let's listen in. I will sing God Save the King very shortly.
Great sadness, clearly, but it is the gathering place tonight. Her family, King Charles is here, and Prince Harry has just arrived from Aberdeen Airport. So he is here with Prince William, who arrived earlier, and there will be huge mourning here, as there is around the rest of the country. But this was, as you say, a very special place for the Queen. It was her holiday home, to be quite honest about it. She loved it here. She came here every summer. She looked forward to coming here every summer, and she would always try never to be denied the opportunity to come here. She loved it. She loved the countryside. She loved the fresh air, and it was a place of great tranquility.
If you've just joined in, welcome everybody. This is a special broadcast. We are respecting our new king. L'Eldervaza, very sad day. It is business as usual here. We are still doing our job as the Queen did it up to 2 days ago, as will the King as of now. So we are still doing what we do every day. We're still here like every day. But today we are with the royal family and the King. And in 38 minutes from now, on the hour, I will sing God Save the King for the first time. I hope I get the words right. And I hope you'll stand with me. Nicky Boy Gaming says, met the Queen back in the day. She awarded him for being the world's bravest police officer, saving a boy who'd fallen from a cliff. Wonderful. That's your granddad. Isn't that wonderful? What a lovely story that is you have to share with people. The Queen of Self-Braiding sends love this afternoon. Anyway, she was, is, and will be a legend forever. All the world's going to remember you. You are very special. The show must go on. Absolutely, the show goes on. Bill has sent in a message via Discord of his World War II King's Crown cap badge. Wonderful, Bill. God Save the King sounds weird to say. Such a monumental moment. This will happen once in a lifetime. From the moment I was born, our Queen was Queen. This changes everything, but at the same time, changes nothing. England and Britain and what we stand for will continue exactly the same, but there will be a monumental shift on the way it's done. Be happy. We all know her in some way. Thank you, said Nicky Boy Gaming. I wore it proudly, says Bill. Go and check out Bill's picture. We will listen in. Church says part of her appeal was extravagant, some might say excessive, pomp and ceremony that accompanied her every royal appearance. Do you know how much work and effort and discipline and thought and reverence was put into all those moments? It's difficult and hard to be the Queen. Eden Castile Music, condolences from Rhode Island, USA. We loved her too. Thank you very much indeed. Eden Castle Music. Thank you very much indeed. Hey Bill, says Seb Dean. We're listening into London, and in just over half an hour, at the end of our show, I'm going to sing God Save the King for the very first time.
That the Queen, who was a member of that generation, we are losing. We've lost her today.
That is a really important point you're making, because, and we'll be examining, of course, that legacy a lot more over the next few weeks.
More comments coming in. It was hard on her death. It was hard on her after the death of her husband, Prince Philip. Rest in peace, dear angel. You'll fix always in our hearts. You'll be unique. Rest in peace in paradise. You deserve it. Just cracked open a malt whiskey to mark her passing and thank her for everything she has done. Hey, Rob. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate that comment. How life is strange and hard sometimes. In a few moments, everything could change. Hi, Ali. says Rob. We're listening in, we're sharing your messages here, and I will sing God Save the King at the end of this broadcast.
Could just be herself. The impromptu barbecues, the walks, the stalking, the driving herself around in a battered Land Rover, wearing more or less what she liked. It was the place that she wanted to be most, one imagines.
Well, I could only imagine too, but my sense of it was that she was exceptionally happy at Balmoral. It is a place where it was remarked to me, I think, on Tuesday that...
Please share your thoughts with us here today, this afternoon. If you approve of this video and this broadcast, please thumbs up our video so it shares to people. We'd like to pay our respects today to our former Queen. And at the end of this, in just half an hour, I will sing God Save the King for the first time. Susan Pillion, one of my friends, visiting us now from Facebook. She was so beautiful and amazing. We will miss her. Thank you, Susan. Mark says, hi all, rest in peace, the Queen, so sad. Indeed. I'm just reading everyone's comments. Caden Youngquist is here this afternoon. Welcome to Caden. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon, being part of history here today. Queen Stephen, welcome. Church of Logic shares his comments. Our first childhood encounter with the notion of government is often that of the good monarch rising above the tawdry mess of politics. Queen Elizabeth demonstrated that it need not be fiction. Hi Alicia, says the Queen. Everyone welcoming everybody in. Please share your thoughts here today, and I will share them on the screen. We are doing business as usual today, but we are trying to be reverent and respectful of this historic moment. That's what we're doing right now. But as the Queen wanted, and as the King will also deliver, things carry on. So we're going through our stocks right now, briefly. Then we'll return to our news, preparing for our God Save the King at the end of this broadcast. These are all our stocks today, all up and green today. Everything is wonderful today. In our other world, of course. We will now go once again back to our palace in London.
2 hours ago, that...
Listening
and it still
in
was
here.
a shock. The statement was posted on the gates of Buckingham Palace and other royal palaces announcing that the Queen...
Her 45-year reign is generally considered one of the most glorious in English history. During it, a secure Church of England was established. 45-year reign. That's incorrect. It's a 70-year reign. Church, just slightly incorrect there.
His royal duties kick in. Let's just listen to this. Listen to this.
Long live the King. Long live the King is being chanted outside Buckingham Palace in the pouring rain. The English people, the people of United Kingdom, are resolute behind the royal family, no matter what you hear around the world that some people don't believe in the monarchy. By overwhelming majority, English, British people do. It's the backbone of stability, respectability, and consistency. And despite what you might read, this is the reality.
All those years of wisdom and compassion, we've been so lucky.
Her work ethic, her strong faith.
And as you can see here, we're sharing images of the Queen. The Church of Logic just updated his comment. He was referring to Elizabeth I. No problem. Lovely to touch base with the trading family, but I'm going to get off now as not in the mood to look at my shares. Talk soon, folks. Rob McLean, we're not doing stocks and shares right now. We are going to sing God Save the King in 27 minutes. That's what we're doing here today. We're not doing our stocks. We're just celebrating the Queen right now. Her extraordinary reign, which began in 1952, spanned 15 British prime ministers and 14 US presidents. She inherited the throne of a country almost broken by the legacy of war and remained upon it through a time of epochal change, both for the UK and around the world. I think it's fair to say, Caden says, the Queen lived a very happy life. Not all the time. She bared a huge responsibility and a duty to our country, and it wasn't always that easy.
Life was set, and her approach to it shaped by the Second World War. Clear even in her first broadcast when she was evacuated to Windsor.
My sister Margaret Rose and I feel so much for you, as we know from experience what it means to be away from those we love most of all.
There we go, we're listening in, sharing your thoughts today here on our special broadcast. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. Indeed, Elizabeth was barely a teenager when on September the 3rd, 1939, Britain declared war. No, that's not correct either, Church. Germany declared war on Europe, so we were at war with Germany. Britain did not declare war on Germany. Germany declared war on Britain, so we were at war with Germany. Very important to get that right. Thank you for sharing all your thoughts. At the end of our broadcast, in just a few minutes' time, I say a few minutes' time, 24 minutes from now, as we close the bell on this day, I will sing God Save the King. and just sharing your thoughts today. Alicia, she was an extraordinary person. She represented a living legend for a long time, and she was the past, the present, and the future with the 21st century. I respect your opinion, Dragonfly. But today, just for this show, we are doing a slightly different broadcast this afternoon. Thank you for sharing your information though with everybody. It is business as usual. We are here as usual. We are trading and investing. The Queen and now the King would absolutely want that. And that's exactly what we're doing. We are trading here in the background. We're just being respectful, somber, and the only way I know how. This is our position here, but we are just keeping an eye, of course, on the breaking news. And we'd like you to share your thoughts with us today. And in 20 minutes' time, for the first time in my entire life,
The military.
The
I
principle
will sing
of
God Save the
listening
King.
to what she thought Churchill might have done in similar conditions or circumstances to what I found myself in. It was those sort of conversations that I learned a huge amount from and will treasure forever.
It's really nice comments, including one from President Biden.
Oh, that's very kind.
As every day there were red boxes full of state papers to deal with.
Do we think that this is a good idea? Do we not know what it's about?
She was a wonderful boss. We used to put up a red box every evening, and we knew that she would have been through them and it would be back on our desk the next morning at 8 o'clock. It was extraordinary how she did this day after day throughout her reign.
So we're just coming up now to the last part of our show. We have 20 minutes to go. And I will sing for the very first time in my entire life, hope I get the words right, God Save the King. And I hope you will all stand with me. There's the American president, Donald Trump at the time, visiting the Queen.
Helps to move on some really quite difficult and tricky political moments.
I think we haven't get too racy. Very nice to see you again. Yeah.
They melt around her. And I've seen the strongest men just literally sort of become putty in her fingers. They are all in awe of her.
Uachtaráin agus a coisa.
Rushed home so I can raise a glass and no one can see me bailing my eyes out as you sing. Well, thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. We have a tribute here from Bill for the Queen and long live the King. It'll come up on the screen in a couple of moments, I'm sure. Bill has just wanted to... There you go. Bill wants to mark today's history there, look, with a super chat on the screen. That'll live there forever, Bill, in this video. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Christmas messages.
Her Christmas broadcast every year was her chance to send a personal message.
It's no surprise that families so often treasure their Christmas routines.
Because behind...
And we're just 15 minutes to go now before I sing for the very first time, God Save the King. Can you see... Can see you are finding it tough. It's a huge part of my life. My brother served in the army, trained with the SAS. I trained with the army. I did the Duke of Edinburgh's Award. I've been part of the whole principles of the royal family and Britishness in my entire life. The get up and get on with it spirit. The Queen was the entire backbone to that. Dragonfly, you can always rewind the video if you wish to play it back. Chris H. All sad today here in the UK. Dragonfly, it's my honour. CMV Studio Tom, trying to come to terms with the news.
She said goodbye to her beloved husband and dedicated consort.
We have been inspired by his unwavering loyalty to our Queen.
What you see is courage, but also a complete lack of self-pity. She feels grief, but as she said on one occasion, it's not about me.
In a less deferential world, they did weather more difficult times. It was a low point for the royal family as the crowds criticised them for staying in Scotland.
Take care of the boys. Take care of the boys, Mum.
That's what we've been doing.
Sorry?
That's what we've been doing.
Chris, I understand. I was right with you there.
The Queen eventually decided to speak.
I admired and respected her for her energy and commitment to others, and especially for her devotion to her two boys.
The Queen's life has been a continual process of evaluation, re-evaluation, shaping how you keep in touch with a world that's changing very fast. But she was always doing that.
In recent years, the Queen led the monarchy through more turmoil, with the Sussexes leaving and Prince Andrew facing sex abuse allegations. She rarely showed emotion in public. Privately,
let me have a look. Tom sent me something he wishes me to read out. So I will do this for you. Philip came to me today and said it was time to go. I looked at him and smiled as I whispered that I know. I then turned and looked behind me and seen I was asleep. All my family were around me and I could hear them weep. I gently touched each shoulder with Philip by my side. Then I turned away and walked with my angel guide. Philip held my hand as he led the way. to a world where kings and queens are monarchs every day. I was given a crown to wear, or a halo known by some. The difference is up here, they are worn by everyone. I felt a sense of peace. My reign had seen it end. 70 years I had served my country and the people's friend. Thank you for the years, for all your time and love. Now I am one of two again in our palace up above. There we go.
12 Olympics.
The two figures disappeared out of the helicopter. Harry, in complete incredulity, just shouted out, "Go Granny."
And Paddington Bear for her Platinum Jubilee.
I always keep one for emergencies.
So do I. I keep mine in here.
There we go. When she met, of course, Paddington Bear.
Everything.
That's very kind.
As the Queen grew older, the whole country would come together to...
There we go. I hope... well, we won't talk about that. Not Harry's finest hour, shall we say. And if he hadn't have been out of the country, he would have been there today. He's on his way there now, I believe.
A Platinum Jubilee.
Okay, here we go.
Her family increasingly...
We're just some moments to go now. We are going to end our show in 12 minutes' time with God Save the King. I hope I get the words right. Christmas Day at 3 p.m, of course. We all have the Queen at 3 p.m. What's going to happen today? What's going to happen this time? Well, we know. Anyway.
It be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family.
You can share your thoughts here with us all on the screen.
Wonderful memories there of Queen Elizabeth, of Princess Elizabeth there by our royal correspondent, Rhiannon Mills. And it's significant, isn't it, that so many of those scenes, so many of those memories, so many of those parts of history took place right here behind me at Buckingham Palace, all the way back, as we saw in some of the wonderful footage, some of the archive that Rhiannon showed us, all the way back 80 years and more to Princess Elizabeth and the start of that life of service and devotion. And it was just...
If you've just tuned in, as we close today's training and we ring the bell on the reign of Queen Elizabeth and now King Charles III, I will sing God Save the King for the first time. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being here on this day in history.
Choruses of Long Live the King, a reference to the way our constitution works. We now have King Charles III. That has been confirmed. King Charles III is on the throne. And spontaneous rounds of the national anthem, and people can't quite put King in there. It's God Save Our Gracious Queen. I think they don't want to let go yet. I think it hasn't sunk in yet. I don't think it can sink in for any of us yet. given how long Her Majesty reigned on that throne in this her platinum jubilee year. 70 years. And looking back at some of those archive pictures, as we call them, some of those just so notable moments, and there are so many more, it is astonishing.
We've got a message here from Nicholas Morello. Thank you, Nicholas, for joining us. I'm about to sing God Save the King at the end of today's show for the first time in my entire life. No preparation. Didn't expect today to happen just yet. But nevertheless, it's what we're going to do in just a few moments' time, and then we'll end the broadcast for today.
To the throne, she was never expecting it because her father wasn't expecting it. But there, and nor she expecting to come to the throne so young, back in 1952. But come to the throne she did, and dedicated herself then relentlessly to 70 years of non-stop service, day in, day out, minute in, minute out, right up to this week when I was standing in a similarly rainy London outside Downing Street, witnessing Her Majesty the Queen see the departure.
As you listen to this, I will go and prepare for God Save the King. We'll do it right on the closing bell.
A government, a process that she'd carried out so many times, but we are told, we heard just as recently as Tuesday how Her Majesty didn't just insist on carrying out those formalities. She couldn't travel to London. Of course, that had always been done in Buckingham Palace. She couldn't travel to London. She insisted that it happen at Balmoral. She had to do it at Balmoral because of the difficulties that she was having with her mobility. But carry out that duty she would, which has ensured those smooth transitions throughout so many years of political turmoil. Well, now we are witnessing what happens then when it comes to the head of state level, and there is no turmoil. This is a well-oiled machine. King Charles III has taken over, and we now mourn and celebrate the life of Queen Elizabeth II, the second Elizabethan age. Well, it's not just here in the United Kingdom where we are absorbing this momentous news. Of course, one of our closest allies, the special relationship, you know what I'm talking about, a nation, of course, which would have many reasons for not perhaps celebrating and appreciating our royal family. It is, of course, the United States. I'm joined now by our US correspondent, Mark Stone. And Mark, just tell us about the tributes there, in particular, first of all, from President Biden.
Well, goodness me, Dermot, they do appreciate her reign. They do recognise what an extraordinary woman she was here in the United States. It was the Queen herself who said to President H.W. Bush a few decades ago, "No wonder I cannot feel a stranger here," she said. "The British have never felt America to be a foreign land. Here we feel comfortable and among friends." And you mentioned the special relationship. Well, that special relationship was brought up by President Biden in his statement, which was released just a short time ago. I'll read a bit of it to you. He says, "Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II was more than a monarch. She defined an era. Queen Elizabeth II was a stateswoman of unmatched dignity and..."
Coming up now to the end of our broadcast, and I am going to sing God Save the King for the first time. Stu Walk's just come in. Hi all. Respects to Queen Elizabeth. Thank you very much, Stu Walk. Hi, Stu. Appreciate all the messages. Okay. So, let's go and do this now. Thank you very much for all being here with me. I'm not sure how this will go. I've never done it before. I certainly wasn't prepared for it. I'm going to end this broadcast on TikTok right now. If you wish to join me, I'm on YouTube. The link's in the profile. Thank you very much. Okay. Going to go and get myself into position. Okay. God save our... Oh. We have a... I do apologise, we had a technical problem there. We'll do that again. God save our gracious King, long live our noble King. God save the King. Send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the King. God save our gracious King, long live our noble King. God save the King. Send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the King. If you just bear with me a second, before anybody clips it, what I'd like to do actually, I know we're live right now, but I want to do something else if I can. I'm going to try and do this. In fact, what I will do is end the show right there. Thank you very much for everyone's support. I'm going to do something extra, but it'll come out on a video in probably half an hour or so. And I would like to just do something extra. So if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to end the show there now and record it in a special way, which I can't do when I'm live. Thank you very much. See you all back in the morning. Thanks for being here. If you look out, say about an hour from now, I'd be wonderful. Could everyone join me in an hour from now? Is that possible? Everyone could join me in an hour from now, so I can just do it a little bit better. That would be better for the Queen and the King. Thank you very much. Take care of yourselves, and you're all going to join me. Brilliant. 1 hour from now, yes. Thank you very much indeed. Take care of yourselves and each other, and God save the King.